Hi everyone, I am Rick Zanotti for eLearnChat Management Consulting Tips 101. Today we are talking about data analytics. You hear this buzzword all the time. It's all about data, big data, little data, data dump, data this, data what. What's data? Data is usually useless unless you know what to do with it. I'm an IT pro. I've spent many years of my life studying programming, teaching programming, systems analysis and design. Data is only as good as what you do with it. For example, we've worked on probably 15 or 20 LMSs throughout the last 20-something years, from some of the early ones to some of the current ones. And I have only seen one or two companies actually take good advantage of data. In other words, most companies say you completed the course or you didn't. Well, that's useless data. Completed, incomplete, meaningless, totally meaningless. It just tells you somebody did a check. You've checked off something, means nothing. A lot of people think that if I have checkoffs, then when they come to sue me for maybe compliance issues or anything else, I'm protected. I got news for you, you're not. Because the lawyer would say, prove what you've done. And what if somebody completed but had no remediation? What if they didn't do well? How do you know people understand what you're trying to teach? You have to be really careful with data because data can and will be used against you. At that point, data becomes onerous. You capture a ton of data or you don't. More and more, I see less and less being captured. I see completions, incompletes being captured. I don't see pass-fails. I rarely see a pass-fail, which is probably smart because if you do use pass-fail, if you have a fail and you've done nothing to fix what caused that fail, you're liable for the fail. If, let's say, you teach a sexual harassment course and one of the people, a manager, takes the course and fails it and you don't remediate. The person's pretty high up. You don't want to remediate that guy, right? No, he's, or girl for that matter. Nowadays, it doesn't matter. Both sexes like to harass. So you don't remediate. What do? Well, if you don't remediate and that person harasses somebody and it goes to court and your company loses, you may lose a whole lot more if they subpoena your training records and they find out that you never remediated that one person. You didn't stop their behavior from happening again. You didn't do anything to warn them that they could get in trouble. Your data failed. So did you as a company, and so did you as a department. Because guess who's they're not going to blame the person on top. They're probably somewhat protected. They're going to blame you, training professional. Easy out. Not a good place to be. But data can be wonderful if you do data performance correctly. And I'm not talking sitting around looking at spreadsheets going, wow, all my people took the course. Isn't that great? No. That doesn't mean anything. That just means they took a course. It doesn't mean they learned anything from it, that their performance is better because of it, or anything else. For example, if you can't tie your data to performance, HR, whatever, talent management, HR, whatever you want to call it, personnel, human resources, they're all buzzwords. If you can't track performance back to the data of what they've done in their training, then you really don't have much. You don't have much of a leg to stand on. If you have a customer service department, again, I like that example because customer service is prevalent in every company. If you have a customer service department and you are teaching people customer service, good customer service, how to be polite, how to do this, how to be proactive, how to help people solve their problems, try to do a one-call resolution so you don't constantly getting callbacks and you're not solving someone's problem. No 42 transfers to different people. Solve the problem. If you can't track how well you're training people to do that, then that data that you're tracking is fairly useless. You need to establish parameters, baselines, a starting point so you know where you are and where you want to go. If you want to go from here to there, you plot a path. Same with training. Same with anything you're doing in life. It's rare that you're going to go from here to there unless it's a route you've memorized. You need to know how to get from here to there. The data can help provide you with information. It doesn't give you anything else other than information. What you do with that information will make all the difference between success and lack of. That data will tell you, did they take a class? Did they pass it? Were there questions? If you're not analyzing the results people get in questions, and I guarantee you 80% are not, you have no idea what they learned or they didn't learn. Now, mind you, half the questions are really stupid out there. They're useless, true-false questions, or simple ones that you probably can't get wrong, or you could get wrong and nobody's checking. Because you're not usually being failed, you're just getting a complete or incomplete, your data is useless. You spend a lot of money on LMSs. LMSs are grotesquely overpriced. Really, seriously. When an LMS costs more than your financial, distribution, manufacturing, banking package, there is a problem in our universe. Our perceptions of reality have gone askew. You want that data to be useful. If you start with useless data, I guarantee you will have useless results. Don't believe me? Take a look at your data. If your data is not used in a way that's applicable, in a way that shows the performance and then tracks it either in an HR, a talent management system, or some other place, and then you don't know how well you've done. If you ask, let's say, 10 questions on a quiz, and the average employee gets 6 right and 4 wrong, you've got a problem. Why are they getting those 4 wrong? Are they the same 4? Are they different 4? Which are the biggest problems you have in those questions? Are you remediating so that they figure out, we've gotten this wrong, maybe that's why they're doing that wrong? There's a lot of reasons why things don't work, and it starts with maybe improper processes, procedures, improper thoughts, improper goals or strategies to reach those goals. But you won't know that unless you have valid data to support that. Now, in the old days, we had performance reviews, and we still have them, where people, now they're mostly electronic in many cases, but, people used to fill out the forms and do them electronically, and then get together with the person and write some feedback, and maybe it goes back to HR or not. Maybe it gets entered into a system or not. Was it great? No, but you had a little more feedback sometimes. Now we do things a little more in a more automated fashion. But again, is that data recorded anywhere where it's used later? Are we analyzing the data? Are we trying to figure out what the data means? If you are not, and I will guarantee you, 80% at least are not, then you've got a problem. You've got a problem with what data is, what you're using it for, and what the final results will be. This is a beginning conversation on data and analytics. Remember this, if you've ever taken statistics in college or even in high school, or wherever, if you learned it on your own, statistics lie. They are randomly and rampantly misinterpreted. They give you the information you want to have. If I tell you, my sales increased 1,000%, you'll go, wow. But what I didn't tell you is that last year I sold 0. So what's the 1,000% of 0? Any guesses? I know there's some people out there that are going to get this one wrong. But anyway, 1,000% of 0 is 0. This is the kind of stuff we're doing in training and development, learning and development. We're not putting out real information. We're not dogging it. There is no rigor to what we're doing in many cases. And that is why, among other things, L&D, T&D professionals get laid off a lot because ultimately they're not doing their jobs, or they're not proving that what they're doing is worth anything. Data is good. Data can be bad. Data can be useless. It's what you do with it. Take my advice. Look at that data. If you have data that's meaningless, it is meaningless. If you have data that nobody's analyzing, it's meaningless. So do something with the data. If you don't, something may be done to you. I'm Rick Zanotti for eLearnChat Management Consulting Tips 101. We'll see you next time. Thanks.